What's up, guys? The event is over and I'm back at the hotel. What a fantastic weekend. You know, a bit of a roller coaster, a lot of ups and downs that I will talk about in today's video. But I will say I'm very happy and also sad. Happy that I came to the event, but also sad that it's over. But all things have to come to an end, good or bad. And the event was good and bad. Good and bad. Mostly good, to be honest. I know there's a lot of negativity around this event, but there was definitely some bad things that I will talk about in this video. And well, one of the things was the way the badge system worked on your lanyard, which is odd. Like the Sapphire one, which is the one that a lot of people had, you didn't have access to like the play area for people who aren't going into events. If you just wanted to play like Commander or something with your friends or whatever you wanted to play, you couldn't access that unless you had Ruby or the Black Lotus badge, which was kind of a shame. That was probably the worst part about it. There was other things, like I'll basically get into this now. Day number 1, the lines were crazy because they had to do a health check. So they had to check your vaccination status. I guess if you weren't vaccinated, I guess you weren't allowed to go in, or maybe, I guess, yeah. So you had to be vaccinated if you were coming to this event. So because of that, there was a massive line. Like they could have, if that was the case, they could have streamlined it, and maybe you could upload documents online when you're buying a ticket, and that probably would have been a little better. Would have helped some of that congestion, because like the entire like parking lot area was basically completely packed in the beginning for about like 2 hours until everyone kind of got through the line. But eventually the line started moving faster and faster and kind of picked up speed, which was good. And eventually everyone got in happy. So that was good. And then there's another bad thing. A lot of the bad things or poorly managed things happened in the first day, or I noticed them in the first day. Like the food situation was not very good. Not a lot of options for food. And you know the way Vegas is, everything is so spread out. It's like not a very walkable city. It's like you need a car or you need a ride share. Public transit, and the public transit system is horrible here. So yeah, you pretty much have to do Uber, Lyft, or taxis. And as another thing, be careful when you're taking taxis. 2 times on this trip, if you're in Vegas, you probably know this, or any city if you're a traveler, but in Vegas specifically, there's like a freeway that goes kind of around the city. I found 2 times drivers took that instead of going through the city. And the last day, our driver, and one time at night when we went out, he took the long way to the convention center. And I was looking at the meter the whole time, and I even told my wife, I was like, if it's over $12, that was the most we've ever paid to go from our hotel to the event. And it was like $18, $20 with the service fee. I was like, this is, yeah. So that really annoyed me. So right off the bat, like, if you are going to travel to Vegas or anywhere, really, that's something you should be aware of. And the food situation at the event, yeah, not a lot of vendors for food. It did get a little better on Saturday. I think there was a few other shops, like Papa John's had a little pop-up. But on Friday, the first day, the food situation was bad. Friday was really busy too. There was a lot of people playing outside because they had the Sapphire badge or like a day pass, so they couldn't actually access the regular command area where you'd be playing with your friends if you didn't actually register for an event. And that was a bit of a mess. That was definitely a mess. Another thing that really upset a bunch of people is that they found out like the day of or the night before that if you got the Black Lotus pass, which is $700, then essentially it's like you got the $1,000 collector anniversary edition for free as an add-on. But then they didn't sweeten it for anyone else. So any other badge or any other access pass that you had, you pretty much got no extra bonuses. But you saw like the whales or people who wanted to spend a lot of money. I know we say whales, but the people who spend a lot of money, they got more freebies. So it was almost, and the way it felt for me was like, hey, you guys spend a lot of money on Magic, here's some more stuff. Oh, you didn't have enough money to spend on Magic? Well, you don't get any extra freebies. So that was kind of bad too. It was poorly managed at the very least. And that was some of the things from day 1 that were bad. Positives though was the community aspect was amazing. I met a lot of people. There's people who came up to me and asked me if I was Matt Caster Mage, and I had a few conversations. It was really nice to meet people. Also just playing Magic with friends and new people, meeting other content creators as well. Shout out Dual Brain, DJ Longhair, also MTG Goldfish, some of them, also Tomer. And if there's any more, I apologize. There was a few people that I talked to throughout the entire weekend. Some of it's a blur. So it was fantastic. That aspect of it was amazing. And then day two. So day two was probably the most hectic. There was so much going on. Like it was probably at least a good 20% more people on Saturday, which makes sense. It's the Saturday. You know, some people can't get Fridays off, so Saturday's like their big day. And it was great. We had a lot of fun. We played a lot of Commander. We played some draft later on in the night at a bar, but this is, you know, from people that you're meeting at the event. And it was a fantastic day. Really, that was probably the best day, was Saturday. Today, which is Sunday, it was a little bit lackluster, and you could feel the energy of the event was kind of dissipating. There wasn't as much people. I think people had to go back home. Obviously, if you're working on Monday, I took the day off on Monday. So for me, I'm able to actually kind of take a breather, although I'm working from the hotel, which is like working from home. So I was at least able to go on Sunday. But there was a lot of people who were only getting one-day passes, or even people who got the weekend pass. They got like their merchandise, and then they ended up just getting on a plane on Sunday, and that's fair. The event in general on Sunday, the biggest thing I would say for Sunday was the beta draft. We caught like a bit of the end, and I actually filmed it for the vlog, which will be released next week. But that was really cool. There was a lot of good cards that were opened up. A lot of dual lands. Time Walk was opened up. It was freaking insane. Though, even again, you want to talk about more bad things. Like, they didn't have a TV set up for people to actually be able to see it who are behind the actual barrier. So we were just kind of like just trying to figure out what was going on. You'd hear someone yell a card, and then you kind of look around and say, oh yeah, it was at the card. You start clapping and applauding, and there was a lot of people cheering. There was a lot of excitement and energy, which is good, but we couldn't really see the cards. We couldn't really see the people opening the packs. Like, you could see a bit. You could see some of their hand. There was someone filming in that area with their DSLR camera, and they had a little viewfinder, and you could see something there, but it wasn't, again, you weren't going to be able to see the full experience and the full draft. So that was a bit of a bummer. But apart from that, there was some other great events that have happened. I played some sealed, opened up some convention boosters. That was awesome. I also have a video of that if you guys want to check that out. Overall, I would say there's more positives than negatives to take away from Magic 30th. And again, if you guys were there, I'd love to know what your thoughts were about that down below in the comment section. If you guys didn't, I hope you enjoyed some of the vlogs that I had and some of the short videos that I was able to take on this trip, like the sealed opening, like the walkthrough tour that I did on day 2. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's really all I wanted to say. I just wanted to do a bit of a rundown for you guys who were there or people who did not see the event in person. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.